What's up, Peace Giant fans? Um, just coming at y'all with another video. I'm going to do my mock draft right after I'm done with this video. I just wanted to talk to a couple people that were not say getting at me, but um, they had different points of view. First off, I was waiting to see what was going on in free agency before I did the draft. I didn't, really realize the Giants were going to be as active as they were. Two of the three things that I wanted happened. They let Cordell Flott go. I have no problem with that. They let Wan'Dale Robinson go for a big contract. He earned it, but I have no problem with that. They did re-sign Jermaine Illuminor. I would have had no problem getting rid of him for a younger guy in the draft, but we could still draft a younger tackle and signing them for $13 million. Me personally, I thought Jermaine Illuminor was going to command 16, 17, maybe 18 million a season. And I thought he would have priced himself out with the Giants. I think it was some mutual respect going on and a hometown discount, obviously, and signing them for 13 mil. Kudos to the Giants. I will say that. I will say that. Now, a couple of things the Giants did. We signed Isaiah Likely. We signed Tremaine Edmonds. We signed the All-Pro punter and got rid of Jamie Gillen's sorry ass. We actually signed the kicker to compete with Ben Sauls, but I think Ben Sauls will win the job. We got Greg Newsome, Isaiah Hodgins. We re-signed Micah to a 1-year deal. So right now it's looking good. It's looking good. And when I do the mock draft tonight, right after I'm done with this, it's going to be based off of what we've done in free agency so far. I personally would still like to see the Giants take 2 wide receivers and put Malik in the slot. Me personally, that's what I think they should do. I think him constantly moving and constantly constantly running across the middle and deep shallow crosses, I think will be great for him. And then he'll be able to get yards after the catch. Because let's be honest, Malik is 6 feet. He's a tremendous athlete, but could you imagine if Wan'Dale got busy in the slot? Imagine what Malik would do in the slot. Come on, bro. He'd be a beast. You know what I mean? Now, getting to the people that commented and, were responding to me. The first topic was getting Brian Thomas Jr. from the Jacksonville Jaguars. A lot of people were coming up talking about that. Oh, Brian Thomas Jr. and and the Giants could get him for a 2nd-round pick. Listen, the Jacksonville Jaguars are not stupid. Liam Cohen is not stupid. That man is not going to give up Brian Thomas Jr. for a 2nd-round pick. That makes no sense. I don't care if he's had a down year. You're talking about a wide receiver who's 6'3", 3.5, runs a 4.4, and well over 205, 210 pounds. That doesn't even make sense, bro. That doesn't even make sense. Now, what I heard was that in the case of the Giants, it would take Dex, a player for player swap. Some people will agree to it, some people not. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't trade Dexter Lawrence for Brian Thomas Jr. I would not trade a 2nd-round pick for Brian Thomas Jr. Some people were even talking about, trade Kayvon. I'm like, you don't even know what you're talking about. The Jacksonville Jaguars manager will be fired, trading Kayvon Thibodeau, who's looking for a deal for Brian Thomas Jr. Now, and I like Kayvon, but come on, who would do that 1-for-1? That doesn't even make sense. Then I got into another chat with another dude. I was like, okay, so you're going to trade theoretically your second round pick, which I don't think Jacksonville, as I said, I don't think they're going to do that. But you're going to trade that second round pick for Brian Thomas Jr. Okay. So what are you going to do in 2 years when Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik are both up for contracts? Because you know they both going to ask for the max. And then you're going to be in the same position that the Cincinnati Bengals is in now with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Come on. That doesn't even make sense, dude. That doesn't even make sense. I'm not saying Brian Thomas Jr. isn't talented. What I'm saying is you need to find players where you could stagger players out. You know, you can't afford to pay everybody in a contract year. And you talking about two receivers from the same draft class, they're going to be looking for $30 million a season? Come on, bro. That's not even realistic. So no, I don't see that happening. I don't see the Giants trading for Brian Thomas Jr., even though all you pundits are walking around talking about how great it would be and, you know, they would reunite him and Leak and blah, 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 blah. I don't see it. I mean, stranger things have happened. I'm not saying it's impossible. I just don't see it. Other than that, I think the Giants are looking pretty good. Getting Tremaine Edmonds, I'm kind of so with it. I think he's lost a step, but you're still talking about a dude who got 8-9 seasons and 100 tackles every year. So he is a tackling machine. And he's younger than Bobby Okereke. He has a little bit better length. So I could see that. I wanted Leo Chanel, and Leo Chanel went today to the Washington Commanders. I was very upset about that. And for like $8.5 million a year, that's crazy. That's crazy. So Tremaine Edmonds better ball out. But getting Tremaine Edmonds does help to solidify that linebacker room because they got Tremaine Edmonds. They still got Darius Muasau. They signed Micah to a 1-year deal today. And then, you know, the rumor is that they're looking at Sonny Styles. So that will be solid for the Giants, having a solid linebacker room. I think they're going to draft the defensive tackle. You'll see in my mock that I take a defensive tackle later. It's been between McClellan, Orange, and Corleone. And to me, and Keenan from Alabama. And all four of them are good run stoppers, run defenders. And then I think with the linebacker room, the edge rushers, that'll take pressure off of the secondary. So far, the Giants haven't done anything with Deonte Banks. And I know a lot of y'all are calling for Deonte Banks' head, cut him, this and that. Listen, I've said it. I think the Giants should hold on to Deonte Banks. Let Denard Wilson work with him and see what he can get out of him and how he evaluates him. Because if he gets something out of Deonte Banks, then, yo, man. Because we've seen Deonte Banks as a rookie, and he played extremely well. And then he started to tail off a little bit. You know what I mean? I think with proper coaching, proper motivation, and having, I'm not saying the Giants didn't have dogs, but having more dogs on defense that are going to hold him accountable for his lack of effort, I think you might see a different Deontay Banks. And if he doesn't work out by week 6, trade him. So what? I think the Giants have bigger problems. I think they need to trade Darius Slayton because he is a straight bum. Well, I'm not going to call him a bum. He is a professional player, and I'm not. But he's not your number 2. He's not your number 3. I like Isaiah Hodgins, but he's more of a role player. Solid hands, good route runner, but doesn't have great blazing speed, but he's always open. Dalen Camber, always makes tough catches. But like I said, the Giants need 2 wide receivers. And you'll see in my mock, I try to actually get Ted Hurst and either Malachi Fields or Chris Bell. One of the mock drafts I worked out, I was able to get Malachi Fields at 6'4", and I was able to get Caleb Douglas like in the 4th or 5th round. And Caleb Douglas is 6'4", 6'5". Malachi Fields is a great possession receiver that can get deep, and Caleb Douglas can fly. Ran a 4.4 at the combine. And then I addressed the cornerback position. I took 2 corners. Even though we got corners, you can never have enough corners, bro. And I was able to get Tacario Davis and Ephesians Prysock from Washington. And both of them ran 4.4s. And both of them are over 6'3" and over. So, I mean, height and speed doesn't always translate, but that gives you something to work with. And then I took a safety later. I think it was VJ Payne, I believe. I wanted EJ Halsey from LSU, but he went early in the 2nd round. But you'll see when I do the mock draft tonight. But I'm gonna leave this video out there. People like, subscribe. My Knicks had a tough loss the other night. That was rough. We'll see what goes on with them. And then we also see what the Yankees is about. But the Giants are making moves, and I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people are sitting there crapping on Joe Shane. Listen, man, Joe Shane deserves a lot of hate, but Joe Shane did bring some talent in here. But everybody is overlooking. Everybody's sitting there talking about John Harbaugh, and John Harbaugh's doing this. Let me tell you something. I've been looking at these contracts that the Giants have been signing, and shout out to Dawn Aponte. Okay? She is signing these contracts. Granted, he's saying go after this dude, and he's collaborating with Joe Shane. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. I don't know. But she's the one that's doing the signings. And if you look at what she's doing, she is doing a lot of what Howie Roseman did with these voidable years. People ain't paying attention to that. I've been looking at these contracts, yo, and a lot of these dudes is getting guaranteed money up front, and then it's voidable years after. So shout out to her, because that's master salary cap manipulation right there. And she worked in the league office, so she obviously knows the ins and outs and what to do. And that's Howie Roseman-esque. Now, Philadelphia's lost a lot of players. Reed Blankenship, Nakobe Dean. They did bring in Tariq Woolen. We was this close to Elijah Vera Tucker, and I wanted Elijah Vera Tucker. We missed him by like $1 million. The Patriots just upped the deal, and he signed with New England. And I know people question his injury. his injury history, but I think the Jets were asking a lot for him to do. And you put him on the left side with Andrew Thomas, all he got to do is focus on the dude in front of him. Because Andrew Thomas is going to hold his dude. And I think he could do that and stay healthy in the process. And if he came on board, oh my Lord, that would have been rugged, bro. Rugged. We also signed Patrick Ricard. So that's really going to help as a fullback, blocking for Tyrone Tracy and Cam Scatterbo. And let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. A lot of people are sitting here and they're talking about the Giants running backs. And when they talk about the Giants running backs, they always mention Cam Scatterbo first. Okay? That bothers me. Tyrone Tracy was, I believe, a 5th round pick. He was a converted wide receiver to running back. And Tyrone Tracy is one of the first players, I believe, in NFL history to have 1,000 yards, 1,000 all-purpose yards in his first 2 years. So put some respect on Tyrone Tracy's name, man. Y'all always want to drink the Kool-Aid of the next best thing. Oh, Cam Scatterbo. But when Cam Scatterbo wasn't there, who were y'all talking about? Tyrone Tracy. So let's keep some respect on Tyrone Tracy's name, man. Don't be so quick to sell him up the river because of Cam Scatterbo. I'm not saying Cam Scatterbo didn't change the culture of the Giants, along with other players like Jackson Dart and things like that. But keep some respect on Tyrone Tracy's name, man. And the last time I checked, we're going to need Tyrone Tracy because Cam Scatterbo's foot was broken and going in the wrong direction 90 degrees. So even if he does come back based on nerves and stuff, he might not be the same player. So don't be so quick, though. Oh, the Giants running game with Cam Scatterbo. Let's pump the brakes and let's keep respecting Tyrone Tracy. You know what I mean? It ain't a black thing, it ain't a white thing, but let's keep respect on that man's name, bro. Because that man is produced for the Giants his first 2 years in the league. Okay? And that's all I wanted to say. I'm going to get ready to do the draft now. And, we going to do what we do and make it happen. All right. Peace, Giant fans. I love y'all. Stay safe. And I'm going to do the draft now, and we're going to get busy. All right. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and we'll keep rocking. All right. I love y'all. Peace.